What happens in the NFL draft when the Vikings pick an 11 and the top three QBs are gone? I got your answers next in 3, 2, 1. Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Now, do me a favor. Go down and tell me who you want in the draft, what quarterback you want in the draft, where you want to take him. I don't care. Tell me what video you want next. I'll make it happen. Skull Vikings, let's go. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and leave a comment. That's how we need more Vikings content out there, not less. Let's go. I'm going to talk about who I think would be what I would think would be good value for this particular quarterback. I don't have all the answers, but this is what I feel like. I don't want to reach for a QB. That's the last thing I want to do. It's funny. Everybody was saying, "Oh, don't let Christian Ponder make you worry about drafting a quarterback in the future." And here we are, sitting at 11. When the top three quarterbacks were gone, when Ponder was gone, that was a different story. But we wanted a quarterback, and we took a guy that I didn't even think should be drafted in the top 3 rounds. I was like, who is this guy? Oh, he was a Senior Bowl MVP. Yay, Christian Ponder. But hey, I don't think Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah is a desperate dude. I think he's going to make decisions. He's going to follow his conscience. I don't think we're going to desperately pick up a quarterback at 11 like we did at 12 with Christian Ponder. This is a deep draft, and you can move down and get a guy that in other drafts might be top 10 picks. You can do that. There is a guy that is just turned 21 in January that makes a lot of sense if certain things happen. You do not start this dude day one, man. JJ McCarthy is not a day one, week one rookie starter. This guy should go back to college to improve his draft stock. He did not do enough. He has not shown enough. He was not called upon enough to be a big-time QB, to be a QB1 in this league. He could be eventually, but he's not now. This is the situation where if Kirk Cousins gets extended, you look for a guy like this because he's only 21, just turned 21. He could go to the rookie dinner. He's old enough now, and he could eventually become a starter for the Minnesota Vikings. And there's solutions, there's situations that make this happen. Let's look at where we're at. This might need updating, whatever, but we're picking at 11. Kirk Cousins. Do we extend him? Where do we trade down? Who wants this pick? Okay. If Jaden Daniels is falls down to 11 like he's doing in mock drafts for some reason, but when you pump up the position value to mid-range on like PFF's draft tool, Jaden Daniels goes top 3. So I don't think Jaden Daniels gets down to us. So we're sitting here with Bo Nix, Penix, McCarthy. We're looking at quarterbacks like that now, which might be good for us. Okay, we might get a really good quarterback and an elite defensive player if we trade down. So in this situation, we could stick and pick at 11, get a top flight cornerback, edge rusher, and then JJ McCarthy in the second round, sitting there at 11 for us, and we take him. Okay. Situation though wise, you can also, if you want the 5th round, because you're sitting behind Kirk Cousins and you want 3 picks. Well, that 5th-year option on a quarterback isn't as affordable as it once was. He would automatically be making $30 million in that 5th year. So it is not that important. You would then extend him, but if you extend Kirk Cousins for 2 years and then you have JJ McCarthy, he has 2 years left on his contract. Who knows? He could do the situation like Tom Brady, who went to Michigan, and take over for Drew Bledsoe because of injury. All that stuff could happen. It happened with the Rams too, with the greatest show on turf. That kind of thing could happen, and it would have happened this year because Kirk Cousins Achilles tendon. Jaron Hall was the rookie that stepped in, got concussed, came back and started another game and looked terrible. This guy would have that opportunity, the same opportunity. That's what I'm talking about. Because JJ McCarthy has qualities. He has leadership qualities. He is a good guy. People like him. He's the leader. His quarterback raves about him. Says he's the best quarterback in Michigan history. That's crazy. This guy, consider Tom Brady, right? Playing for Michigan. But hey, JJ McCarthy, if he stuck around in Michigan with a good system, would have developed into a top 10 probably quarterback, right? This guy might be Brock Purdy right now. If he stepped in the league and do enough, right? Under the right system with an awesome offensive line. He could be a guy like that. But I'm not risking it. I'm not risking going out, throwing him out there and having him get destroyed. He's 6'3". He's only 202 pounds. That's Kirk Cousins. That's Kirk Cousins' size right now. Can he take the hits like Kirk Cousins? No, this guy's mobile. That's what sets him apart. He's accurate like Kirk Cousins. He has a strong enough arm like Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins may be stronger. They both can throw on the run. They're both good play action dudes. Michigan was a run team. However, to set this guy's apart would be that he can run the ball. This guy's athletic enough to run the ball. So, and he's more mobile and he looks to run more than a Kirk Cousins would. Kirk Cousins by choice, he ran a 4.8 40 coming out of college. He could run a little bit. He chooses not to, and that's why he gets the hits. He sticks in the pocket, delivers the ball when he gets hit. JJ McCarthy could move around a little bit more and extend plays and get that first down, right? That's JJ McCarthy. He's going to be able to do that. Will he develop in the prolific passer? Their games where he threw 8 times, man. It's crazy. They didn't rely on him. They didn't put enough on his plate to give me enough confidence to say, hey, pick this guy at 11. So the solution for me would a couple of scenarios for me. If you want that 5th-year option, you trade back up into the first round. All right. If you and here's what would be really cool. If there's a lot of guys we still like, and my top 3, the top 3 consensus quarterbacks are gone. Drake and May, I am not as high on him. People are though. They think number 2. I think he's overhyped like Will Levis, but those 3 guys are gone. Size wise, he's good though, and he's mobile and he can throw the ball. There's some things about his game that need work though. But we're sitting at 11. If we trade down, pick up a 3rd round pick, that would be nice. Okay, that would be super nice. We take a JJ McCarthy in the first round. That's a situation. But we take him later. We pick up a couple picks. That would be nice. That would be nice. If you really want to, if you love JJ McCarthy, but you know he's not ready, you can trade down, take him. You can get Penix. You might be able to get Bo Nix like that. So that's a situation. Okay. Now, if you stick and pick him at 11, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You need to move. If you love this guy and you want a first round pick, you got 2 situations. You trade down and take him. Maybe you trade down twice. You develop picks. We need picks. We got free agents. We need cheap guys, talented guys to replace players. So trade down 1, 2 times, I don't care, and take this guy. That's a situation that you could do, and you're still in the first round. You take JJ McCarthy. Second option, you take the best player available. All the top 3 quarterbacks are gone. You don't like Bo Nix. You don't think Penix is the guy. You trade down, or no, you take the best player available, and then when it's getting down to the end of the first round, you trade up into that first round like you did Teddy Bridgewater, and you take JJ McCarthy so you can get your 5th round. All right. The other options, you can either trade up a little bit in the second or just stick and pick, and JJ McCarthy's still there. You take him. He is not a first round. This guy's not currently first round talent. He is not currently second round talent. I think he's less of a talent coming out of college than Kirk Cousins. I think he is. Kirk Cousins, when he finally got to start, he took off, right? He finally got to start, he took off big time numbers. This guy's not going to do that. So maybe down the road he could be that guy. I don't think Kirk Cousins went in the 4th round. This guy is 3rd round talent, probably because of his legs. Right now, I said it. If he stayed in the college, had the right system, he'd come back and boom, he'd be top 10 talent potentially. And that's what my thumbnail's about. He's not ready, but he could be. Let's talk about NFL Draft Buzz, what they got to say about JJ McCarthy. Production value. Yeah. I often pay homage to Purple for the win. 6'3", 202 pound junior. All right. 4.6 40 time. That's nice. It's not Jaden Daniels. He's not as shifty as Jaden Daniels, but he's good. He's a good mobile quarterback. All right. Let's look at his draft bio. JJ McCarthy, originally from LaGrange Park, Illinois, began a football journey at Nazareth Academy, then honed his skills at IMG Academy in the 2020 season as a 4-star recruit, recognized by both ESPN 24/7 Sports. McCarthy's prowess was evident early on. He led to the commitment to Michigan even before concluding his high school career. In his freshman year at Michigan in 2021, McCarthy participated in 11 games, logging 516 passing yards with 58.6 completion rate and throwing 5 TDs on the ground. And he showcased his dual threat capability, running for 152 yards and 25 carries, averaging 6.1 yards per attempt. However, it was 2022 that saw a meteoric rise in the career, now standing at 6'3", weighing 200 pounds. McCarthy dominated in 13 games with impressive stats: 2,719 passing yards and 64.9 completion rate and 22 passing TDs. He also added 306 rushing yards with 5 touchdowns and 70 attempts. His stellar performance won him Michigan's Offensive Player of the Year and All Big Ten selection, and made him a semifinalist for the Davey O'Brien National Quarterback Award. Semifinalist, crazy. Scouting report, strengths. McCarthy's arm talent is evident with the way he can zip the ball through tight spaces, reminiscent of clutch throws during the Ohio State game. He does. That's one of the things how'd he do that? He doesn't throw enough balls that you have enough to see, but one of the things I was like, he switched his view and then fired the ball, just threading the needle. And I saw he could do that. And that's why I think in the future, given more opportunity, more experience, he's going to make more and more of those plays. He's very accurate. He doesn't throw very many picks. He's a good decision maker. And he's a headsy player. He's a smart player. So there's a lot to like. Despite the run-heavy offense at Michigan, he has consistently shown the ability to take over games when needed, as seen during 2,719 yards, 22 touchdown season. His agility in the pocket was evident during the national semifinals, using his feet to buy time and keep his eyes downfield. Big time need for quarterbacks to keep his eyes down the field. It's number one thing I like. Ponder doesn't do it. Kirk Cousins does. That's the difference between guys that have talent and don't have talent. Is their eyes that keep him downfield. McCarthy, so far, what I've seen, does. I don't think that much about Drake May when he does that. So that's why I worry about him. McCarthy's deep ball accuracy is on display with several of his touchdown passes, particularly against Purdue, where he's highlighted the ability to drop balls into tight coverage. Has shown a strong pocket presence in high-pressure situations, notably when he outplayed C.J. Stroud in the Wolverines versus Buckeye matchup. His clutch performances extend beyond just big games. His natural leadership and intangibles were crucial and guided Michigan to 13-1 season. That's what I see in this guy. That's what people see in this guy. And here's the next thing. He was run heavy, but Kirk Cousins, big play action guy. Excelled in play action sequences throughout the season, especially during the Big Ten championships, pulling defenders out of position with his fakes. Kirk Cousins, number one play action guy. This guy, no, big time play action guy. Let's do it. Let's pair these guys up. That is the solution. This is not my number one, let's say, solution, but it is a pretty damn good solution. Number one solution is Jaden Daniels. That's me. But number two solution, Kirk Cousins, get a guy to back him up, learn from him. What a guy to learn from him than his clone with legs. That's what I'm saying. While maintaining a consistent release point, his game tapes against top-tier defenses like Ohio State shows impeccable throwing mechanics and decision-making under duress. Though there's room for improvement in the middle field reads, his performance against top college defenses suggests strong potential for growth in the area with more coaching. McCarthy's frame, combined with his stellar on-field performance, signals great potential for development and next level, backed by glowing reviews from the NFL scouts. I don't know about his frame, but he's 6'3". All right, I'll take it. I did hear a complaint by Matt Ryan, former QB of Atlanta, that he has a slow delivery. On the way back, apparently. I don't know. I'm not sure I've seen it. Let's work on that. If so, here's the weaknesses. Well, McCarthy flashes a strong for an arm. He battles inconsistency with ball placement, often forcing his pass catchers to adjust mid-route, inhibiting yards after catch potential. How is he accurate and he's not accurate at the same time? I don't know. When airing it out, he struggles with touch and loft rather than just relying on his arm strength. It sometimes gives DBs, defensive backs, a window to make a play in the ball. The tape against TCU, he's shown a glaring deficiencies and throws on the boundaries on the right side, hinting at a potential mechanical flaw in the release or footwork. I hear his sideline is stellar. His sideline throws are stellar, at least this year, but they're talking about last year. His dropbacks sometimes lack the crispness and rhythm, causing him to telegraph throws, especially in routes giving corners a jump on the ball. That's where I think the delivery thing they're talking about is. Physique-wise, he sports a wiry frame that might raise eyebrows about ability to take NFL caliber hits, especially between tackles or on scrambles. His pocket presence needs refinement. While he's got the wheels to extend plays, he tends to bail from clean pockets rather than stepping up and navigating the pocket with poise. His football IQ, while promising, showcases a rawness in reading complex defensive schemes and disguises a red flag when projecting against NFL defenses. Ball velocity is a strength, but he often laser passes when softer touch is needed, particularly against layered zone coverages or when dropping it into the bucket over linebackers and in front of safeties. That comes with experience. They don't throw enough. And he doesn't have the best receivers either, so that's why they don't throw a lot. So that I think that'll come with time, and that's why I want him to sit. That's also why I want him to sit. As he heads to the pro level, diversifying his route tree and demonstrating a consistent ability to progress through reads will be paramount. He pre-snap diagnostic shows him for growth, recognizing blitz packages, adjusting projections, and hot routing be crucial in faster paced, more intricate NFL defensive schemes. Wow. They wrote a lot about that. They gave him a lot of weaknesses. So the hype of JJ McCarthy going first round is, I don't think it's there. There's too many good players in this draft to draft this guy in the first round. There is. Sit and pick if you need this guy. Scouting report summary: J. McCarthy, Michigan junior QB, really crossroads. I'm not gonna. They've already said enough here. Here we go. In a nutshell, McCarthy's got the talent and the numbers. The big question is how he'll transition to a pass-heavy offense in the pros. If he can beef up a bit and show he can sling it under pressure, he's got the makings of a high pick for any team looking for a quarterback who can do it all. He has the potential to be first-day selection in 2024 NFL draft, but currently we slot him in the second-day range. I agree. This first time reading this. This is how I do it. This is how I react. First time reading it. JJ McCarthy would next year be easily first round talent. He could, but this year he's not. Production needs development, but the numbers below me, 72.3%, awesome. 9.0 average, awesome. 2,900 yards, pretty good. The proficiency, 22 touchdowns, 4 picks, very good. A lot to do with who his coach was, their running game, and allowing him to have that success. So let's get this guy add a 5 pounds, whatever. He's 6'3", that's good enough. Make sure he looks like he's got good footwork to me. He looks like he's got a nice release. You know, it's not side armed or anything, so it's not like he's throwing from the side. He's throwing over the top, not as high as Peyton Manning does, but this is a nice pick if you get him in the second round. If you want to, I can understand trading up into the first just to get that fifth round, but I don't want to trade back that far to take him in the first. I'd rather have the opportunity at a big time playmaker on defense and then get this guy. And that's my solution if we extend Kirk Cousins. Skull Vikings, tell me what you think. Give me a click like, subscribe. Make sure you tell me what you think about JJ McCarthy, but tell me who you'd rather have too. Or ask me to do a video. Let's go. Let's go. Cue the music.